Hello, today I want to show you a method I have for providing feedback on students' written work using the autocorrect options of Microsoft Word. My hope is that you might find this way a little bit more efficient in terms of your time and also more effective as far as impacting students and their learning, and also maybe a little bit cleaner than just using the regular paper and pen method of providing feedback to students. Let me show you what I mean. I have this example of some students writing, and there's a lot of grammar mistakes in there. I want to help this student out by identifying what those mistakes are and maybe giving them an idea of how to fix it. The traditional way to help this student out may look something like this, but if I look at this paper, especially from the student's perspective, it's messy. The handwriting is definitely an issue. And for me, the teacher, I've had to write the same thing over and over again. So I think I have a better method than this. Let me show you how I do it. Let me give you an example of what my system looks like, and then I'll show you how I set it up. So first, if I'm looking at this student's writing, I see I want write, and I can see, oh, they should say to write here, which is a mistake with forming the infinitive. So I am going to put a footnote there, and I'm going to type an apostrophe plus INF. And at the bottom, you'll see it will type out problem forming infinitive to plus verb. Let's move on with this student's writing. I want to write about when I first come to the US. I see a problem here with the verb come. That should maybe be past tense. So I'm going to do another footnote at the bottom, and you can see I have the panel for the footnotes at the bottom, and it automatically numbers those footnotes. And here I'm going to put an apostrophe plus VT, and the computer will automatically type out verb tense problem. Let's move back up into the student's assignment. I get off the airplane. I get off. Let's do another footnote, and we're going to do another verb tense problem by just typing VT. I get off the airplane. It was very cold. I never experienced that cold in my life. If I look here, I need to put a period here. So I'm going to do another footnote, and I'm going to put a apostrophe plus RO, and it's going to type run-on sentence error, see page 88 of ESOL grammar packet. Let's move back up into the student's writing. I never experienced that cold in my life. My aunt and uncle picked me up. Here's another verb tense problem. So another footnote, and VT gives me the verb tense. We drove to they house. They house should be their house. I need to use the possessive form there of that pronoun. So I'm going to do a footnote, and I'm going to put an apostrophe plus POS. And there, and then when I push space, it says problem forming possessive, chart 7-2, page 105 of our grammar book. And then moving on, the highway were very interesting. Should be the highway was, I think, or maybe they mean highways. I don't know. So I have two options here. I could put SVA for subject verb agreement, or sometimes I might put AGR, which is singular plural agreement problem. I think you get a pretty good idea of how my system works. I have footnotes up at the top, and then at the bottom, I have the footnote numbers in the student's text. And then at the bottom, I have information about how to fix those problems. And I have created through autocorrect options a way that I can just type a few letters and it spells out and gives students a little more detailed information than I would want to do if I were having to write this by hand or even typing these things over and over again. Let me show you how I have Microsoft Word set up so that I can provide this feedback to students using the footnotes and then the three-letter shortcuts. First, I need this button way up here in the top left corner. That is the autocorrect options button, but it doesn't automatically come here. Normally, you have to dig pretty deep to find it. But what we'll do is we'll click this drop-down arrow here, and we'll scroll all the way down to More Commands. And under More Commands, it gives you the popular commands, but this is not a popular one. So here we have all commands, and I want to scroll down all the way to autocorrect options, which is right here. It's got the lightning bolt. So I just click on it and then I push the add button, and that moves it over here to the right column, which will put it up on the toolbar across the top. So I'm going to click OK, and I can see I have the button up here in the top left. So whenever I come across something that I feel like, man, I type this thing a lot, I can create a shortcut to type it. What I do is I click here, and it brings up this box. And so if I want to add a shortcut, I click up here with the autocorrect options, and it brings up this box. And then what I do is I type in a 2-letter or 3-letter shortcut for the thing that I feel like I type over and over again when I provide feedback to students. I start with an apostrophe so that I don't accidentally type this while I'm writing something normally and have the autocorrect options change everything. Let me try PER. And I'm going to put period at the end of a sentence. Or something like, maybe you forgot to put a period at the end of a sentence. And then I click add. And then I have that shortcut. And I can do a bunch at a time, but at the end I need to press OK. And if I look at this student's writing, I can see here they need to put a period here. It was very cold. So I'll click there, and I'll put my Control-Alt-F for my footnote, and I'm going to put the apostrophe plus PER, and it types out period at the end of the sentence. You can see that I have a little bit of a problem. You see how I have to scroll up and down to get from the main student's text to the footnotes? That is not great, but there is a way to make this better. And what I can do is if I go across here to the toolbar and go to View, the View button, and if now I'm on Print Layout, but what I really want is Draft Layout. Okay, when I'm on Draft Layout, when I put footnotes in, it gives me a box at the bottom so I can see both the text and my footnotes at the same time. For example, here, where I have every cars, I have a problem there, so I'm going to put a footnote, and I'm going to put my apostrophe plus EB, and problem with one each and every. I send the student to exactly the page in the chart in the book, and you can also see I have this box at the bottom so I can see both the footnotes and the student's text. And one thing is when I click from the bottom box into the main student text, I can click anywhere, but it always brings me right back to where my last footnote was. So that helps your eyes kind of find the right place in the student's text a little bit quicker, because you just have to click anywhere and then it'll bring your cursor right to where you left off. If you like this method of providing feedback and decide to use it, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment below this video. If you happen to have a better way to provide feedback to students' written work, let me know that too. I'm always looking for a better way. Have a great day.